The first thing we want to do for this assignment is to draw this object here over in the isometric graph paper region here. First thing we want to do is to count the number of squares that make up this object. So, for example, the height here is 3 squares. The depth back here is another 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the front is 5 in width, and we've got this little jog here. This is 1, this is 2 back. In depth, this is 1 in depth, and then we come up 2 here, and here's 1 here. And see, this goes back 2 and over 2. So you can kind of see the dimensions we have. For this one, I'm going to start with this corner down here, and I'm going to start it over in the lower left part so I have enough room. Now remember, if I start it too low over here, then this part here, which comes down to the right, is going to run off the paper. So really, maybe the best thing would be to start at this corner here and maybe put it about right there. Let's try that. Keep our fingers crossed. So that corner is going to be that corner right there. So I'm going to first start by moving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in this direction. 1, 2. I'm going to stay on the lines. 3, 4, 5. And I think you can see that. I'm going to use a pencil in case I make a mistake. I suggest you do as well. I think you can see that well enough. Okay. Now I've got to come back 2 here. I can go in any way I want. I could come back 2 here, right there, or I could go up 3 here, right there. Let's do that. So I'm doing this part right here. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. And I can come back 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just made it. Stayed on the paper. And I can come along here 3, so that would be right there. 1, 2, 3. And then down 2. Down 2. And then over 2 here. And over 2, and you can see when I do that I end up here and I've got just a vertical edge to finish. Now when I normally do this, I rotate my paper constantly to keep my hand as comfortable as possible. However, I'm doing this on a dock cam, so I have the paper kind of stationary, so I'm not doing that. But you should consider rotating the paper as you need to. Okay, so we can do a number of things. I'm going to fill out this top part here. Come back here. 1, 2, 3, and then this one over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we come down 1. Again, I'm always staying on the lines for this one. And 1, 2, 3 out that way. 1, 2, 3. And sometimes as you're doing it, it doesn't appear as though it's going to match up with what you're drawing, but it will. Let me draw this one here. So we'll come across 2 there, and then right here we come across sort of that way, and now we can finish off this little 2 by 2 chunk. So that is that thing there, but notice we've got to pop out here. So let's carefully pop out that way. And that part there, and that part there, we're just going to go over and up. And what now? Let's come up and do this part here. Right through there. And over there, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1 there, and then 1 there, and I think we have it. I think those match. We can try to match it by filling out the faces that are colored in the image, but we don't have to. And so the key here was just kind of first counting the squares and then just looking back and forth and making sure we have it. Okay, let's do this guy here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in height there. 3 in width right there. 2 in depth there. There's 1 there. We go deep 3 up here, across 2 there and there. This gets a little trickier, so this little sliding board here doesn't go all the way through one square, as you can see. Okay, sorry about that. I wasn't really looking at the camera there, so let me pull that up. All right. So again, 1, 2, 3, and maybe a fifth of 1. Okay, we don't have to have it exactly, but let's just go ahead and start. I'm going to start right here, and that's going to be right here. So we come over there, and here we come up 1, come up another 1, and then up here is that little sliding board, the long one right here. So from here I come back 3, 1, 2, 3, and then over 2 this way, there's 2, and then over 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, that is that one. Let's go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that one, and then here we go back 3. These are the easy parts. And then in 2, that's that way. Another 2 here. And we're getting to the point where we need to deal with this part where we go off the grid, so to speak. And to do that, how do we want to do that? Well, I think what we can do is just go straight from here to here, which is here to here. Now for that, you can probably get away without a ruler. I'm going to use one so that this sketch continues to look pretty good, because I'm illustrating it for you. And now I've got to deal with this business. So I'm going to go up 3 and just a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, and just put a little construction point right there. And then come down to there. And then I need to go over about 2. Let's see. Yeah. So this goes actually exactly 2 over. So the only challenge here is to kind of make this line not on the grid, but parallel to it. So like right there. So that is that line. You can see I'm just a little bit above the horizontal, if you will, plane here, which is 1, 2, 3 units above. And now I think I can go from here to here. So from here to here, let's see if that works. It should be about parallel. There we go. And yeah, I think I got it. So just straight down now. Okay, so I think that's good. So this is a case of having to go off the grid lines by a small amount. You just need to be kind of careful. And when you do make a line off the grid line, oftentimes it will be parallel to it. And you can use a ruler to kind of eyeball it, and you can get quite parallel to the line. So I think that one's okay. Again, that's that face. Oops, I did forget one. So the interior edge here, vertical edge, is needs to be drawn in. So again, I'm not really matching the shading. So there we go. All right, I think we got it. Now let's do the letter A, which is the next one here. Here we're off the grid a little more, I think. So again, I'm going to start down at the kind of the extreme lower part of it and put that over, it's to the right of the center of the letter. So I'm going to start it right, maybe right here. And it looks like we go over 1 here. So let's go ahead and draw some dimensions. That's 1, that's 1. This is 2 by 2. The height here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that distance is 6 up there. And yeah, okay. We'll see how it goes. So now I'm going to draw, okay, this one here I think we can say is 2, even though it's not explicitly marked. It is, I think, the same distance as that. So let me do that. 1, 2. There. Go over 1. And now, to be honest, maybe I should have started up here. Let's see. So what I'm going to do now is kind of mark where these vertical lines right here, where they're at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there. That's right there. That point there. That kind of tells me where I can make my 2 by 2 thing at the top. That looks pretty easy. There we go. Now you can see that this corner here, which is directly above that point, or that one goes out to this point. Okay. From here to here. I think that's correct, and then this is parallel here. Alright, so that's that. And then again, I'm going to draw this line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is kind of a construction line. So that's that line. And then I'm going to go out 1. So that puts it right there. And from here to here is that line. So I come over here. Alright, so right there. You can come over, make that one right there. Now, what do? We have to come up here, and you can see that comes up and goes about 1/4 of the way over. So instead of going straight up, I end up about right there. So I'm going to put a construction point there. That's that point there. Same for right here. Instead of going straight up, come out about right there. So let's go ahead and make that one and this one. And come over here like so. Then I think you can see that you just come up further all the way up to this point. So I'm hoping, as you can see right here, it kind of straddles this line here. I'm hoping that these construction points line up with that one. It kind of does. And I believe it goes down to this one like that. And then like that. And then across here. Across here. And then of course we can see stuff on the inside. That's that one. And then this one would be parallel to the other depth lines. So like something like this. There we go. Okay, so this one, yeah, a little more difficult. And so if we come through here and shade that in, might be useful to shade some of these actually, like here and here, to make it a little more like the interior. But then the front may not need it as much. Yeah, so you get the idea, hopefully. So that took a little bit of scrutinizing how this thing is how these other lines move with respect to the grid. In particular, what I found was drawing these two lines, one right there and one right there, which are vertical. They're right there and right there. They helped me kind of figure out where things needed to go. All right, so those are problems 1 through 3.